Well, it was a typical weekday morning. Crowded and hectic. Tense but normal. There was no reason, no forecast to indicate today would be different than yesterday or tomorrow. Yes, this was an average day. That is until something happened, a phenomena that would affect every human on Earth.
United Nations headquarters has announced that at 9:17 a.m. this morning, an unidentified spacecraft from outer space landed at the World Organization. The UN delegates were stunned by this unexpected development and the disclosure that occupants of the saucer-shaped ship deplaned and demanded an immediate audience. United Nations committees met in private caucus and promptly called for a Security Council meeting to determine UN policy.
At 10:05, the ambassadors gathered here in the Security Council chambers, when for the first time they met to discuss a potential threat from another planet. Within the hour, it was agreed a General Assembly meeting would be held, when the space visitors would address our world's representatives. At 12 noon, this meeting was concluded, and an announcement was just made that a press conference would be held with the space travelers, a broadcast on television and radio to an anxious world.
This initial international press conference with the space visitors is about to begin. The first question will be asked by John C. Holmes of the New York Times.
Who are you, and where are you from?
My name is Skodo, and this is my son, Palachu. We're from Mars.
Pop took me down here so I could study the Stone Age. We're more advanced, you know.
Are you here to cause trouble, or do you plan to coexist?
By the heavens, I assure you we're very friendly. As we explained to the General Assembly, Martians are very peaceful.
How is it you understand English?
That's easy. We've been monitoring your planet for a long time. We just kept tuning in on one of your Berlin schools.
Parlez-vous français? That's French, you know. I got straight A's in planet languages.
How long did it take you to reach our world?
Well, according to the way you measure time, 1 hour and 3 minutes. It was a long trip. 3 minutes to Earth, and an hour from the airport to the UN.
What are your immediate plans?
To take my son Palachu for a tour of your world. I guess you could call us interplanetary tourists.
When will your tour begin?
Tomorrow morning. The mayor of this city has invited us to a ticker tape parade.
Well, let's hope the weather will be nice.
It will be. My son and I will arrange for a sunny day. We're able to do such things, you know.
Never before in history have so many millions gathered for one event. New York's welcoming parade for Skodo Martian and his son Palachu. The crowd started forming at dawn and have increased steadily since. Schools and offices have been closed. The excitement and anticipation is unparalleled. Representatives of the United States Armed Forces, public dignitaries, officials from every country and important world organization, the American and Russian astronauts, all present to greet these visitors from Mars. And what a day it is! Cloudless and mild, just a Skodo Martian forecast. This gigantic ticker tape parade, the beginning of the most important news event in history. The entire world's communication systems devoted to but one topic, the Martians. The problems of a divided world, fading in the shadow of this event. The newspapers, television, radio, magazines, all observing every movement made by Skodo and Palachu Martians as they begin their tour, searching for knowledge of our world and a way of life.
We appreciate the acclaim you've given us since our arrival. But we think it's time you had an idea of what our tour would include. Here are some coming attractions of our itinerary. Please understand, each stop on our journey will tell an entire story. But for the moment, you're getting only a glimpse of what our adventures will include. Shall we begin, Palachu?
Right, Pop. Let's start with our tour of Broadway. Wowee! What a time we'll have!
These are girls. Remember, I promised to show you what they were like?
I like! We should take some of them home. They'd be nice to have around the house. What are they doing?
They're entertaining the Earthlings.
Is that all they're used for?
No, they also carry things, spend money, make Earthmen happy, sad, jealous, inspired, and babies.
Pop, Earth people may not be as advanced as us, but they got the right idea about girls.
Shh! Be quiet and watch the show.
I'd rather watch the girls. Where are we now?
This is a museum of modern art. Those things on the walls are paintings.
They look more like our Martian road map. Can't we go somewhere else?
You behave yourself.
What are you doing here?
We're the Martians. Would you mind explaining what your modern art is all about?
These paintings represent the existentialism of the contemporary exponents of modern art.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Perhaps if we took you for a guided tour of the museum, it would help you understand.
But, Pop, we didn't come 600 million miles to see primitive art. I mean, there's
This Florida underwater circus should be interesting. You know, son, over 9/10 of this world's surface is covered by water.
With what we've seen so far, it's a pretty good idea. Couldn't we bring home a couple of oceans? I mean, if they got so many, they'd hardly miss one or two.
Perhaps, but it might be a bit crowded on our spaceship.
This looks like an interesting place.
It's an amusement park for having fun.
Whoopee! This is wild!
Too wild for me, son. I prefer our spaceship. Oh, not if I could help it. There's so many things we could do on Earth, Palachu.
I tell you, Pop, I'm so excited I'm going out of my space helmet.
I do hope that you'll join us on our journey. And remember that each stop on our tour will tell a complete story. But now you'll have to excuse us, for we have a supper engagement with the Kennedys. And if we're late, Caroline will be most upset.